Bukod po sa Central Visayas, ano-ano pa yung mga probinsya na may pinakamaraming nais uwian o nais balikan ng ating mga kababayan? Kasi sa tingin niyo po ba, bakit sa Central Visayas po yung may pinakamaraming nais umuwi?
Tama yun, Yusek Rocky. If you notice in our top 10 provinces that most of our 79,000 have enrolled in this particular website, the top 5 all fall under the Visayas region. And if you notice sa ating mga profile, these were all residents of Metro Manila for the last 7, 6, or 5 years. My impression, my data tells me that indeed this was the time when Yolanda hit the Tacloban and Yolanda corridor from Eastern Samar all the way to Palawan. So ito yung population that migrated, that left the Yolanda corridor from Eastern Samar all the way to Palawan, Ormoc, Leyte, Southern Leyte, the Samar provinces. Ito yung mga tao na victims of the Yolanda calamity. The second 5 in our list are all provinces of Mindanao. If also you notice, it's Sambo Norte, Sambo Sur, Lanao del Norte. These are also the provinces, Yusek Rocky, that were also badly hit by insurgency 5 years ago, 3 years ago, in the areas of Mindanao. So makikita mo yung movement ng tao upon a certain calamity, whether it's natural or even man-made calamity, that indeed the opportunities in the provinces at that time were no longer available. That is why they left their province and they proceeded to Metro Manila. But again, because of the pandemic right now, that triggered another movement. So there is what we call the reverse migration. So dapat babalik na rin sila doon sa mga probinsya nila, because after 7 years, in the case of the Yolanda corridor, and in the case of Mindanao, after 3 years or 4 years, these provinces have also bounced back already, have gradually developed and bounced back already.
Opo. Sir, kaugnay dyan, paano naman po yung magiging sistema natin sa pagpapauwi sa kanila? Ilan ba yung dami ng returnees na target nating mapauwi ngayong buwan?
Tama-tama yun, Yusek Rocky. The targets, we have the targets from the point of view of the VP2 Council. However, the targets remain to be a tentative figure because there is one consideration that we have to consider, Yusek Rocky, and that is the readiness of the LGU. During my discussions with the various and the different governors, hindi lang talaga one-sided na magpabalik tayo ng isang bus, dalawang bus, isang barko, but we can also should be able to consider the readiness ng isang LGU. So right now, Yusek Rocky, the figure is very fluid. The figure is very tentative, not final yet, because in the case of Leyte, their testing capacity, Yusek Rocky, is only 100. So 100 will be the maximum number that we will deploy in a certain dispatch time. However, since my quarantine period na 14 days, so we would wait another 14 days for the second batch to come. If you notice, the last batch we had in the pilot project, May 20. Pabalik tayo for the next rollout, June 11. That is in observance to the protocols and standards of a certain province. Ang sabi natin, in courtesy to the provincial governor and the mayors, we would highly recommend for a close coordination as well as recognizing their capacity to treat and test their own constituents. So medyo fluid pa hanggang ngayon, Yusek Rocky, in terms of number. But the targets will be there for us to be able to help us plan the next rollout.
Opo. Sir, meron tayong tanong mula kay Pia Ranyada ng Rappler. Ito po ang tanong niya. Some LGUs are saying Balik Probinsya only adds to their burden in keeping their jurisdictions safe, because it involves moving people from virus-ridden Metro Manila to provinces not as hard hit. Why implement this project now? Why not wait for a vaccine when moving people around won't be as dangerous?
Yeah. Actually, Yusek Rocky, that's debatable. Because right now, since it is pandemic, so virus is everywhere. So instead, ang sabi namin sa mga governors at saka mayors, instead of us complaining on this, why not start to prepare? Because whether we like it or not, yung tao natin, we cannot also hold them in Metro Manila. Wala silang trabaho, wala silang bahay, wala silang pagkain. There is no stable and sense of human dignity already in some. Ako, I'll tell you yung si Krake, I'm deeply touched by Governor Mick saying to me, GM, paulian na lang ng mga litinyo din ha. Kay Lukoy kayo na panglimos na, wala na yung kwarta, wala yung pagkaon. I'm deeply touched by that statement of a governor himself. So that is why it is undebatable whether dapat ngayon natin ialis sila or ilabas or sometime. There are situations peculiar in each city and municipality. That is why a very close coordination is very important so that we are not transferring virus from Metro Manila and all the way to the province. But I tell you, Yusek Rocky, of my experience with the mayors of Leyte. Sabi nila, the least of our worry is actually the Balik Probinsya. Why? Because the Balik Probinsya is what? Is organized, it is systematized, there is order, there is one single dispatch from the main in Manila and one single disembarkation site in the province. And therefore, captured nila, matest ka agad, ma-quarantine ka agad. That is least of their worry. What worries really the local chief executives right now are those that will just sneak into their own provinces. Especially so, you see, Kraki, that our air, our sea transport, our FAF, our land transportations are beginning to open. And these are people that will just arrive. No scheduled arrival, no coordination or whatsoever. So actually, they even appreciate. The local government units right now have also expressed their support and even appreciated the efforts of Balik Probinsya because it is more systematized, it is more organized rather than what we'll be experiencing in the next few days from now. So that is something that we have to also consider, and practically we also don't believe na talagang yung pagbalik mo dun sa probinsya talagang hahawa ka lang ng mga tao sa probinsya. The very reasons, Yusik Rocky, the very reasons why we have chosen Leyte and all others, Camsur for that matter, Lanao del Norte, Zamboanga del Norte, because sabi natin, it's not by chance, it is by choice because these local government units have the testing capacity. They will test, will treat, then pag negative naman, they can continue their quarantine at home. Pag positive, they have the facilities to take care of their own constituents. But other than the Balik Probinsya, that is their most worry environment or scenario when the time comes.